So, let it be known that yes, disabled people can have relationships. Hello and welcome back to the channel and the return of Get to the Point. If you weren't here last year I made this series and you got to ask me a question, preferably on Twitter through the hashtag that I created so that it would always be there and I would see it, and I would give you an answer as quickly and to the point as possible. Is it always successful? No, but we tried. Quite a few of you were very excited to see that we were bringing this back, and I'm very happy, and I plan to do this twice a month on Fridays. So, before we begin, just so you know, if you would like advice on something death-related, disability-related, mental health, LGBT, hi, I'm bisexual, just in case you weren't aware, body image, eating disorders, food, that kind of thing, and child abuse, hashtag Get to the Point on Twitter. You can leave a question in the comments, but just know that Twitter is going to be the easiest way. But I will bend the rules a little bit if it helps you out, because I want to be as helpful as possible. So, now, let's begin. Was it hard for you to find someone that would love you for who you are and look past your deafness? So before I get to my answer, I do also have an article about this that I posted on Medium to go along with this video. So if you want to also read something, I'll have that link down below. So when I was younger, I very much felt afraid about the future, about if somebody would like me or not. I was never really social in school and what have you because, just one, I was shy and there were communication barriers. Those two probably were together, you know, because, like, I was afraid I'm not gonna understand so-and-so, so they're gonna make fun of me, they're gonna hate me, and they're not gonna hang out with me because who wants to hang out with the deaf girl because we can't talk to her, you know? And it was one thing with friends, but then I was thinking into the future, like, how many deaf people are in relationships? And I don't know, I didn't know. So, yeah, I would never really meet anyone in real life. I mean, I had people that I liked, I had boys that I liked, but it never really went anywhere. I had high school boyfriends, but I mean, like, we would date for, like, 3 weeks, and it was just holding hands in the hallway, and then saying goodbye. And then I had guys that I would like I had a barista at Barnes & Noble that I liked a lot, but it never went anywhere like he did, like me, and it was just, you know, whatever. I had tried a couple of dating websites. I was on OkCupid a lot, Plenty of Fish, and yeah, I even tried Tinder, and yeah, like, we would have matches, and we would talk and, you know, flirt and whatever, but it never really went farther than that. Sometimes, even on my profile, I would say, I'm deaf, and some people would have curious questions. I don't recall really anybody making any rude messages or anything, but when it came down to it, I never wanted to meet them in person. There are a few reasons. One, couldn't really drive until I was 20, so that was kind of out. Two, it's meeting people off the internet, which both of my relationships were meeting people off the internet now. But we have webcams and stuff now, and connections with other people, so we just kind of know, right? We have a better, you know, understanding of how these things go. And also, it was just, what if I don't understand what these people are saying? Like, I didn't know any sign language back then when I was on these dating websites, and even if they knew any, how is that going to help me? Because I can't communicate that way, or I couldn't communicate that way before. And I would just get so anxious, and there were a couple of other people that would message back and be like, yeah, I'm not really sure how this would work either, I'm not opposed to it, but yeah, it's just, so I always felt really down about myself because of that. So that was the tough part. But at the age of 23, I had my first relationship, meeting someone through YouTube and getting to know each other, and we were together for almost 3 years. And yeah, it was a little bit awkward at first, but, you know, some ASL was learned, and, you know, I started learning ASL as well in the beginning of that relationship. Then I broke up with him. And at the time, I was feeling the, oh yes, I'm single life. I don't want to deal with any new relationship or any of that type of thing. I wanted to find myself, because when I got into my first relationship was also when I was starting to do a little bit more, start having that YouTube career, public speaking, activism, writing, whatever. I wanted to spend a little time being single and try to figure out myself as just myself, not with a partner with me. But also at the same time, at some point, I was thinking, what am I gonna do? It's feeling like I'm not gonna find anybody ever again. That sort of feeling was starting to come up. And yeah, got a little bit paranoid. I mean, people on the internet get comments all the time from viewers that are like, I would date you, I would marry you, please marry me, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we don't know you, and that's also creepy. So, that's completely somewhere else. I was just trying to find an actual connection with somebody. It's not like I was near any deaf community. Well, yes, but, like, the deaf community here locally is a little bit older. Like, older. So that wasn't gonna work out. And everybody else would be, like, in Los Angeles, in DC, in Toronto, and, I was here. But, lo and behold, met somebody because of a collaboration I did with someone else, and then we got to know each other through my streaming and whatever, and here we are again. I'm in a new relationship with someone who does love me, and deafness is not an issue. I mean, yes, there are some complications that come with that because he doesn't really sign yet. He's got some finger spelling down and whatnot. It's a guy who loves me, and I don't have to worry about, oh my god, I'm too deaf, I'm too disabled because I've got other disabilities for this relationship. That's not a concern. At the end of the day, in the beginning of the journey, it was an issue. I had lots of anxiety over it, and I felt like I was gonna die alone. Now, I don't have that anymore. There are people out there that don't want to date a disabled person, don't want to date a deaf person. My response to that is you don't want them anyway. Move on. You will find someone else who isn't going to be about that kind of life. So now I want to pass the question off to you, viewers, whether you are, let's see, to make it more specific, disabled viewers, do you have a hearing or abled person as your partner? Let me know how it is. Let me know if you felt the same feelings that I felt, whether it be past tense or present. And yeah, let's have a conversation about it. Again, if you have a question to ask, get to the point, hashtag on Twitter. Your question might show up in a video. As always, I very much appreciate you watching, and I will see you later. Bye.